Hello and welcome to the second of our interviews with the candidates for this year's primary elections. Over the course of the coming weeks, the Lincoln Journal will be inviting candidates on this year's ballot for interviews at our offices in Hamlin. The interviews will consist of a number of questions, and where there is more than one candidate in a particular race, each interviewee will be asked the same set of questions. The transcript of the interview will appear in the print edition of the Lincoln Journal, and afterward, video of the interviews will be posted at our website www.lincolnjournal.com. Our first two interviewees are the candidates seeking to be the Democratic nominee for County Commissioner. This is the second of those two interviews. There are no Commission candidates in the Republican primary. Thomas Ramey Jr. is a former member of the Lincoln County Board of Education. He was elected to the board seat in May 2006 and served until late last year, when he resigned, having been appointed to a vacancy on the Lincoln County Commission. Born and raised in Hearts, Lincoln County, Ramey is director of Challenge West Virginia, an advocacy group for small schools. He is also a former member of the Covenant House Board of Directors. Ramey is a graduate of Hearts High School and holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from West Virginia State University. He also holds an associate's degree in marketing from Southern West Virginia Community and Technical College. Thomas Ramey Jr., welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We'll start with our first question. Both yourself and your opponent served for about 3.5 years on the county's Board of Education. What benefit would your experience as a board member be should you be elected to the County Commission?
You know, what I would say about serving on the Board of Education, any person that's ever had the privilege of serving in that position understands three things. They understand sacrifice, dedication, and service. And what that means, when you serve in a capacity as a board member, you really are just a servant of the people of Lincoln County, because you do not make a salary. If you are a good board member and you travel to all the schools and the events, then you actually lose money. And I can assure the people of Lincoln County, I took time to visit every school. I went to the graduations, sporting events, and visited with teachers and parents and students. I was someone that was honored to have been elected to the Board of Education, and there's no more noble position than to be on the board. And outside of being a public servant, while serving on the board, you're able to work with a budget that is the largest budget, and Lincoln County Board of Education is the largest employer in Lincoln County. So even under state control, we still handle the budget, we watch the process work, and we were able to go through grievance hearings, hiring processes, so a lot of experience that will be very beneficial as a county commissioner.
Okay. One of the more contentious issues to come before the Commission in recent months concerned $20,000 in matching Commission funds for a bridge and walkway project in Hamlin. Do you feel that project deserves the continued support of the Commission?
The bridge issue actually came up when I was on the Board of Education several years ago. And at that time, the bridge issue came to the board because it was a risk to our students walking around the curve. If students would decide to walk from the high school to the field, it was a safety issue. And until we have facilities at the high school, and as long as we have students walking from the high school to the field, I feel it's imperative as a commissioner and as a citizen that we work to make sure those students are as safe as possible. But alongside that, I believe it's also the Commission's duty to work with the school system, and the parents, and the athletic program at the high school, so that one day in the near future we will have an athletic facility at Lincoln County High School that's second to none in the state.
Okay. When you and your opponent were both Board of Education members, you both voiced concerns about the cost of the still yet to be completed sign at Lincoln County High School. How would you ensure that similar projects undertaken by the County Commission are cost effective and offer good value for the taxpayer?
One word: transparency. When you have, as we do with Lincoln County Schools until July, state control, and where decision makers are from Charleston, the farther away decision makers are from the people, the worse those decisions typically are. when making decisions such as this at the county commission level, what needs to happen from the very onset is that there needs to be public input and public participation from that point all the way to the bidding process, so that we do not end up with a blue goose as we have over here at the high school. And it's an embarrassment, and our school system and our kids and taxpayers deserve better. And as a county commissioner, I will assure them that I would never get them in that kind of position as the state board has got them in.
Now, should you be elected, your term would begin on January 1st, 2011. At the Commission's first meeting, the members usually elect a Commission President for the year. Do you think the presidency of the Commission should be rotated, as was suggested in a Lincoln Journal editorial earlier this year?
No, I don't. I think that mandating, rotating the presidency would only put the county commission or any board in a position where we might end up with a president that is not at that given moment equipped, whether it be knowledge-wise or time-wise, to best suit that position. I believe that it would be up to the county commission or any other board, as it is in every other county, to look at the three people that sit on the commission and decide, because first of all, I think the public needs to be aware the president of the county commission does not make any more money than the other commissioners, nor does that person have any more power. That the president is able to set the agenda. If the other two commissioners do not agree with the agenda, they simply vote it down. So that president has the ability to set the agenda, but really no more power and no more money. So I believe it's really important to look at each year individually and decide who is best equipped that given year.